Hey, good morning, you guys. We are in Debbie's kitchen again, and here's the thing. How many of you say, oh, okay, I got to change some things up. I got to go through my pantry. I got to see what's on my shelf, whether it's a good thing for me, whether it's a bad thing for me. How many of you are confused about what kind of oil that you need to use? What should you use? What does it mean when it's trans fat or saturated fat? How does all of that work? How do you navigate through all of that information? I know for myself it was really, really difficult, and I took a lot of information from different experts that I worked with, people that I read. So I'm just going to give you a sneak peek about some of the things that I use in my pantry, and maybe that'll help clear up some things for you. I hope so. So the first thing I'm going to do is just talk a little bit about the different oils that I use to cook, to clean, to add flavor, all of that good stuff. So obviously the first one I'm going to start with is the extra virgin olive oil. Now, one of the things that I actually learned while reading a little bit about extra virgin olive oil is that olive oil should have a deep green hue to it, a good deep green color. So let's see how this looks. Yeah, see, this is kind of light. To me, it's not a deep green. It's more of a pale yellow. So what I would say is I need to change this up a little bit. And part of the problem that they find with some of our extra virgin olive oils here in the United States is that they cut them with a little bit of sunflower oil, peanut oil, things of that nature. So anyway, olive oil is a great all-around, heart-healthy, terrific oil. One of the things about olive oil, though, is it has a very low heat smoke point, and what that means is that when you heat it really high, that it smokes and smokes and smokes, and that can kind of be not a really good thing for it, because what happens is it has antioxidants and it breaks down, and it kind of has some free radicals and other toxic substances. So you have to be careful about heating it too high. And one of the things that I love about olive oil is, you can take like 2 tablespoons a day and just drink it and, eat it. And it's actually good. It has inflammatory compounds in it. It's got antioxidants, it's got healthy fats, it helps your brain. So anyway, olive oil, it's great. Make it extra virgin. Make sure that it's dark green, kind of looks like a good olive, kind of tastes like an olive when you taste it. So you've got a really pure extra virgin olive oil. Okay, my next oil that I really, 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 really love more than anything is my coconut oil. Now, coconut oil is actually an antifungal. Don't know if you knew that. But coconut oil, actually, I take a tablespoon of this every single day and eat it because it really helps my stomach and my gut flora, because it's an antifungal. So it's going to keep any funguses that grow in the microbiome, get rid of that. One of the things that I love about coconut oil is you can also do something called oil pulling. And oil pulling is a way that you put the coconut oil in your mouth and you swish it around. Usually start about 10 minutes and then kind of work up to 20 minutes. Helps to pull the bacteria out of your gums and around your teeth. One of the things that I would suggest is please do not swallow it, and also spit it out in the trash, because this will harden in your pipes and you'll have a problem. So it has a very high smoking point, so it's really, really good for sauteing. So you can use it for that. And ladies, if you're interested in what it can do for you as a female, you can private message me and I'll tell you about that, but I'm not going to talk about it on camera. The next thing, I didn't get it out. I'll be right back. The next thing that I absolutely love more than anything is clarified butter or ghee, okay? And clarified butter simply means that the waters and the dairy byproducts have been taken out of it, and they use it all the time in India. That's all that they use. This has a very high smoke point. It can go up to about 450 degrees. It's really ideal for high heat cooking, like I cook my eggs in it, and for searing, it's just called clarified butter. And organic clarified butter is great. It has great nutrients in it, great fatty acids. So those are great. Another healthy fat is avocado. Now, I like to eat an avocado once a day because it has a lot of good healthy fat to it. The other thing is that avocado has more potassium in it than a banana, and it doesn't have the sugar. So it's not going to spike your blood sugars up at all. The other thing that I would recommend if you're going to eat butter, we always do grass-fed butter, because grass-fed butter is the best. Hi, Tiffany. One of the things is you want to look for American grass-fed the logo on the butter. And if you can't find it, you can go to americangrassfed.org. One of the things, God intended us to eat animals, cows that were grass-fed, because they have the stomachs, and for some reason there's all of this nonsense that goes on when they're chewing their cud and regurgitating and bringing it back and so on and so forth, that it's really good for the meat. God did not intend for us to eat corn-raised beef. So Kerrygold is the one that we use. It's grass-fed. It's from Ireland. It's a little bit pricier, but you know what? When there's just two of us and we use it sparingly, it really works so terrifically. The other thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about today is sugars. That's a huge controversial subject. And basically, I'm reading this great book by Dr. Hyman called Food, What the Heck Do I Eat? And I was reading about sugars, and one of the things that he said is that really we're only supposed to consume about 5 teaspoons a day. And most of us consume about 22 teaspoons a day, which is huge. And kids consume up to 35 teaspoons of sugar a day, okay? Now, here's the thing. It's not the sugars. The biggest problem is not the sugar that we add to our food, but it's what corporations add to their food. All the processed food, there's so much sugar in them. So please, please, please read the labels. I'm going to talk a little bit about artificial sweeteners, and then I'm going to show you the sugars that I use here. Now, artificial sweeteners, some of the names that you know them by are the sweet one, Splenda, Sweet and Low, NutraSweet, Equal, all of that. Studies have shown that people who consume diet sodas every day have a greater risk of diabetes and metabolic syndrome, which I find really interesting. It's carcinogenic in some of the animal studies. It destroys the beneficial bacteria in the gut. So if anybody's trying to heal the gut, hey Beth, this is not something you need to do, is to drink diet soda. It causes glucose intolerance, and it also is called an excitotoxin, which actually damages the neurons in the brain, so it can create neurological issues. Now, the sugars that are recommended by Dr. Hyman, and some of the sugars that I have in my cabinet, is this is great. Coconut sugar. I love this. I buy this at Trader Joe's. It's organic coconut sugar. It has a really great nutty flavor to it. So I actually use that in place of just regular table sugar, processed sugar. The other thing that I use is stevia packets, and I either use the packets or the liquid. This is very, very sweet, so I use very, very little of it. One of the things, some people say, oh, there's a bitter aftertaste. What I found is that if you look on the ingredients and you just see that it's been made from the leaf instead of the stem, it's not as bitter. That's just a little tidbit. The other thing is dates. I love dates. I love dates. I got to tell you, I love dates. You can make a date paste, and you just take dates and hot water and you blend them up, and you can use them. You can keep it in the refrigerator and use it as your sweetener. I will definitely, I'll post the recipe in the comments after this, okay? So that's cool. The other thing is raw honey. Now this is not raw honey. We get this at Trader Joe's, but my brother-in-law is a beekeeper in California, and actually our son Sam grew up on his honey that he harvested from his hives. And I got to tell you, our son was barely ever sick because of the natural antibiotics that are in the delicious raw honey. And so anytime you eat honey, use it in the raw form. The other thing is organic maple syrup, which I really love. Okay, sparingly because it's very sweet. And then also molasses, blackstrap molasses, things of that nature you can add to create sweetness. So if you're interested in what coconut oil can do for a woman, message me. I'll let you know. I will send the recipe for the date paste, which will be really, really delicious. And if you have any other questions for me, I'm happy to help answer them if I can. If not, that's just a sneak peek of what's inside of my pantry as far as oil is concerned and sugars. I hope you guys make it a great day, and remember, you are awesome. Bye.